Hello and welcome to Trevor's Barking Mad channel. Welcome to the new look, and I hope you're going to enjoy this new setup, which I call it. Today is the first reviews and recommendations. Let's see what I've got for you. And welcome, and first of all and foremost, a very happy new year to you. Hope that you had a good Christmas or holiday, whatever you celebrate. And have you made any resolutions for the new year? Let's hear them in comments below and see how you get on. Me, to try and make a bit more of this channel, if I'm absolutely honest, I'm going to be investing in new microphones, camera, possibly a couple of cameras, so I can get a couple of views on something at the same time. So one on me maybe, and one on what I'm actually reviewing. That'll be quite good actually. And one on me, and one on the keyboard. So there's a lot of intentions, but there's a lot of things to get there first. So anyway, welcome to today's reviews and recommendations. So I have been shopping, and what have I been shopping for? That's it, wet wipes. Something most of us most probably use. A bit wonky there, wasn't it? So I've been to Lidl's, Asda, Tesco's, and also Tesco's. Something a little bit different. So, and I'm going to recommend, speak on about a couple of others that I don't have here presently, because I think they stopped being made, but we'll just mention one from Home Bargains. So, let's see how we get on. Okay, so I think this is most probably going to be the best angle. Lucky you. Just going to say, first of all, you're not going to see these actually being utilised in their native surroundings, shall we say. Anyway, wet wipes. I think most of us use them. Whatever brand you prefer, whatever you prefer to do. One thing I will say is please don't flush them down the loo. Even though they say flushable, made from 100% plant fibres, flushable, moist toilet tissue. We love that word. Moist. It appears on most of them, doesn't it? Yes. Fresh, moist toilet tissue. Biodegradable. Yes. And finally, lightly scented, dermatologically tested, flushable, moist toilet tissue. I figured out that word. Surely could just say, well, this one does say it's spring fresh, but then after they put spring fresh on, they've put moist. So wrong. Damp. So first of all, what do we look for when we buy and use moist toilet tissues? First of all, you want something that's going to open properly. So that when you peel back that little tab there, you want it to just reveal the perforated opening and not to go and rip the entire packet in half, which I have had happen. So we're going to try that on all these four. When you also pull out your first one, or whether it's a second or third one, you just want to pull out one at a time. You don't want to find that you do with some, you pull out a quarter of the packet and then you have to try and stuff it back in, and you never get it back in like they are now. So we want them to come out one by one, and there's a little tab or something for you to grab hold of to pull out, because the last thing you want to be doing is faffing around trying to find a tab in there. Then you end up pulling out about 3 or 4, if not a lot more. So we're going to test on all those, and let's see how moist they are. So here goes. Right. So first and foremost, I'm going to try Lidl's. Now they do this in an unfragranced one, which is meant to be sensitive. I guess a lot of these do them in unfragranced and as sensitive. So I guess because it hasn't got the fragrance in it, it's therefore sensitive to skin. I might be wrong, it might have other things in it. But anyway, so this is Lidl's. It costs, if I remember rightly, 55p. And for that, you get 42 wipes. That's just over a penny a wipe. About 1.25 pennies per wipe. Okay, so this one, some open at the end, which I actually like the end tab. This one has actually a tab, whoops, where are we? There, which I'm not so keen on. But let's give it a go. So we're going to pull the tab up. We just want it to, if anything, just reveal the perforated opening. Let's have a look. I'm going to open it there and up. And look at that. Perfection. And it is quite nice and sticky, so when you sit it back down, it stays down. Right. That was the first opening of it. So it's got a nice little opening. Oh yeah, they're lightly moist. So top marks for Lidl's so far. Now let's go to Asda. These have ranged in price. I must admit, I don't go into Lidl's that often. Excuse me. These have fluctuated in price, especially over the last couple of years with the pandemic, etc. These have gone up to being £1 a pack. They're currently 65p. They do come as a sensitive one. As I say, 65p, and for that you get 40. So you get 2 less wipes than you do at Lidl's, and it costs 10p more. Now this one does open at the end, which personally I just prefer them opening there. So it'll open that. Now, if it's anything like their microwave meals, this is going to be a disaster, because microwave meals, you can never pull the plastic cover off to reveal the food. You have to put a knife in. Well, we don't do that with these, do we? So let's try. We've got the, I have to do this like this, so let's see how you get on. And look at that. Perfection. Well done, Asda. Please don't put this on your microwave meals. Imagine it. But no, and it's slightly, yeah, it's still sticky. It's still a sticky tab. So when you sit it back down, looked indifferent, doesn't it? Flushable, moist toilet tissues. There we go. Fine to flush, it says. I can't put that word that much more on it. There we go. I've got to say, in height-wise, there is a bit of a, I don't know if I'm going to be able to show you this, but look at that. There is a little bit of a height advantage to the Lidl's ones. We will see how they come out in a minute, because at the moment it feels like the Lidl's ones are going to be a lot thicker than the Asda ones. We shall see. Now Tesco's. I have a weak spot for Tesco's because I like their products. But I will not be biased. We have, they do this coconut range in both new rolls and also the wet wipes. And it is so different. It is so refreshing. It is a gorgeous smell, away from sort of clinical toilety smells that you get with the fragrance other brands. This is quite a nice, strongish coconut smell. Let's have a look at here and just see what it says. Cocoa cube. It's always got loads of different things. Cocoa oil, citric acid. Amazingly, we've got ANNWS oil. Not too sure what that is. But just look at that. Oh, Aloe Arborescens leaf juice. Amazingly, it smells of coconut, but I cannot see. So this around there, so you can pause that if you want to and have a little look. But I cannot see any coconut. Interesting. So Tesco's. These have ranged in price once again. in the pandemic went up to £1.20 for a packet of these. And then it averaged about 90p to £1, and now they're down to I think they're down to 50p, 55p. So they have been 65p for quite a while, but I think this week they were 55p. Well done, Tesco's. For that you get 40 coconut oil flushable moist toilet tissue wipes, lightly scented. If only this was Smell-O-Vision, you can see for yourself. For 55p, go down to Tesco and see for yourself. I do find it quite amazing that there's nothing coconut in it. No coconut oil, no coconut milk. The biggest thing is water. There's loads of chemicals and different things, which most probably when mixed together make it smell like coconut. So this one's tab is also, whoops, Daisy keep going off camera, at the end, which is what I like. Why do I like it at the end? Because I've put them on my system one end and the loo roll the other end for easy use. And if it goes that way, it goes over the little push button thing on the loo. So I have to move this to the edge, which half the time and then falls off. But I like it when it's like that. There you know. So we're going to pull this tab and we're going to see how it reveals the perforated hole. There we go. Perfect. I thought for a minute it was going to rip, but no, perfection. And fairly moist. And that is fairly sticky still, so quite pleased with that. So for 55p, you get 40 milk. Until I read the ingredients for the first time just then, I was going to say coconut, so nice, so fresh. But those are chemicals that smell like coconut. There we go. And the next one, I'm just going to mention before I go to the other Tesco's one that I have here. My favourite one was Home Bargains. They were like 50p and they had a big special offer on where you could buy 3, I think, for something like £1 or £1.20, something like that. Dogs have been very well behaved. And they were perfect. They were just brilliant, I thought. They smelled nice. It had a very, very pleasant fragrance to them. And they were quite, whilst not hugely thick, they were very, very strong. And they did the job perfectly. They don't seem to do them anymore. So I'm keeping my eyes out. And if they do, I might come back and review those separately at a later date. So the second one from Tesco is the Feather and Flow. What are they? They're actually baby wipes. Okay. What do they call them? Feather and Flow, mild and gentle, made from 100% plant-based fibres. Fine and gentle for messy hands and wriggly bottoms. I told you. So these are a little bit different. You can see instantly they're a lot bigger. There is inside 60. Now these through the pandemic have been pretty constant at 75p. At the moment, it's 65p. So you can see they're the best value for money so far, roughly. Yes, just. And I like these. They're a bit thinner than the said ones, but we'll look at that in a minute. But they are very strong and they're very good. Now I'm going to at this moment in time say that Asda do Tesco's do a blue coloured packet of this, which is unfragranced. This is fragrance. Asda do very similarly packed, except the fragrance one is blue, just for confusion. I think they're a little bit more, or they might be around the same price now. But I have tried the Asda ones a couple of times. These sell out. And the baby wipes in Asda, these ones, wriggly bottoms and dirty hands. They're very elasticated. They're very hard to actually use for any wiping anything because they stretch, and I did not like. Very hard to use properly in my eyes. So anyway, this one, the tab is at the end again. I like. Let's see how we get on with this. Ooh, I have to hold the end to keep it tight. Ooh. Right, so this one, although it's peeled back, it hasn't actually pulled the perforated. Let's just go back, rub it back down. It has this time. Maybe I was a bit too slow. But it does look, for such a big wipe, a very small hell. It is quite sticky. And it goes back perfectly. Now, let's have a look at the actual wipes. All of the packaging has passed the test. None of them have ripped the packet. I have had it at times when, I can't remember what brands it's been, you pull it back and it's done the perforation bit and it's carried on going. And it is quite wasty. You have to really go and use a bit of sellotape to tape it back. So anyway, first of all, we've got the Lidl's one, the Flores. This is the only one that opens that way on its side. I'm going to try that again. Look, there we go, perfect. And now we're going to do the pull-out test. So is there a tab of one? There actually isn't. Oh, there's no actual tab of a wet wipe to pull. So I'm having to try. Oh yes, there is. I tell a lie. But they are very thin. Here we go. We're going to try and pull one out. And it's ripping. And I'm getting... Okay, a bit of a disaster, especially if you're pulling these out at the time of need. So, using thumb, I'm going to stop the whole packet coming out. And that was the first one that's come out. Bin. The second one it was attached to. Oh, now that's perfect, but we've still got... It has righted itself almost. There was fear for a moment that a whole clump were going to come out. Then you have to push them back in. So, smell-wise, they are very pleasant, actually. Yeah. Very fresh, very pleasant, and it's quite moist. If I just show you on my tired Disney coaster. Yeah. These are very pleasant, so you can fold it, and you can fold it, and it's still staying together. It's not falling apart. So, yes, we like that one. Very good. I'm just going to try pulling this one out. And look at that. It came out perfectly, leaving just that ready to grasp for your moment of need. I just tuck it down. Don't take back over. And there we go. Another one, not ripped. And they are a little bit delicate, I have to be honest, as you can see. They are obviously, I guess, have no plastic in them, because that does make them weaker. But it's good they don't have plastic. So I'd rather them be a little bit on the fragile side, but in general use for wiping grubby hands and wriggly bottoms. Look at that. We like. Put that to one side. That is very pleasant smell, I must admit. So, out of 10 so far, I'm going to give them an 8. 7 to an 8. Because we nearly had a disaster. I thought we were going to have a disaster. You'd want to find the edge of that wet wipe before your moment of need. So, but very good. And isn't it a shame? All of them are in plastic. I know it's got whole moist tissues, but couldn't we have a treated paper, like greaseproof paper or something, a little bit more eco. I don't know, just a thought. Next one is Asda. So those were 42 white, and now down to about 38. So this is the Asda one. This one is the fragrance. It's their own shade's own brand. Here we go. So how do you think this one's going to do? We've got the pulley thing at the end, which we're going to pull off again. There we go. Revealed perfectly yet again. Now, if I go inside, try and do this so I can show you. Oh, I can see that there is a little edge there. That was a lot easier to find than the Lidl's one. And as we pull, here's the moment of truth. Look at that. Now that, perfect. I have to say, that has surprised me. Well done, Asda. Especially on this packet, anyway. The smell is, I'd say, a little bit more pleasant than the Lidl's one. It's a little bit more air freshener, deodorant-y type smell. Very nice, actually. As for white, it holds itself. It's not split at all. If I just do my little, it does stretch a little bit, and then it eventually does go. But no, I'm very impressed. I'm just going to try the second one on Asda, so I treat them all fairly. Are you ready for this bit of it? You can't wait, can you? Are you doing this to your packet at home? Here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go. Ooh. Okay. Well, it's a good job I did the second. So that has come out perfect, as you can see. But there is fear of a wodge of them coming out next time. And I'm not going to do that because I don't know which one to pull. You've got about 3, 4 wet wipes there, and you pull the wrong one, and you're going to get the whole caboodle. It might be you pull anyone, you're going to get the whole caboodle. There's about a clump of most probably about 5 or 6 there waiting to come out. They're all hugging each other, and you can see how it happens because they all interlink with each other, and being damp, moist, they sort of grip to each other a bit. So I'm just going to tuck that back in as you do. Asda, I like the smell, but there's a bit of potential there, as there was with the as I thought there was with the Lidl's one. I'm going to give this a 7, a strong 7 out of 10. I like it. I do buy them. I do. Well, as you can see, I buy all of these. That's why I'm doing it, because I thought, oh, I've got 4 different versions on the shelf. I shall go and do a test on these. That's Asda. Well done, Asda. Now we're going to make out we're in the tropics with the coconut oil that doesn't use coconut oil. Or certainly nothing that's down on the ingredients list as coconut oil. So, once again, a little refresher. These are, did I say 55p now? I think they are. For 40. They're all pretty much a similar price, except for the baby white one. Let's see if this opens up on the end. Look at that. Perfect. Again. Now, I can already see there's a little thing to grab hold of here. Right. There it is. You can see it, but again, unless you've got a fingernail or thumbnail. Now, let's put these. Oh dear. Right. Came out. It has stretched in size, but it's held together. I'm pulling that now. You can see it's going to go out there. You can see it's got quite thin, but possibly the most moist, and it does hold itself together rather well. Most of these you can fold over 3 times, 2 to 3 times. But we have the disaster looming here. I'm going to pull the next one, as I did with Asda, so they're all treated fairly, and see what happens here. And okay, it has just released one. That did surprise me. I thought we were in for a bit of a disaster. So once again, they do stretch, a little bit stretchy. Started to go just there, but nice and moist. I do love the smell of these. The beauty of these, if you do put an extra one, you can just wipe down the base and wipe down the loo. They're great. So you can't really seal that as it is because that will go and dry out between now and its next use. So just tuck that back in, fill that back over, and hey presto, these are all still staying. Seals to one side go those. So Tesco's coconut oil. I'm going to give that also a 7. Purely because they've all started on the second one to potentially pull out a clump. Oh, sugar. And now I've opened up, air's got inside and they're a little bit bulbous. Now, are you ready for the next bit? Excitement pending. Fred and Flo. Who designed that? Put the clothing and baby wipe. Fred and Flo. If it's the inventors, I don't know. Anyway, here we go. Remember, these were 65p, had been 75p. That's not too waking up. And you get 60. These are I do like these. These I use a lot. But obviously, I'm putting back in here. Before it starts wondering. Okay, tabs on the end. And perfection. Now, what I have noticed, I've never really looked at this before, is that it's quite a small opening. Let's see how we get on. I can instantly see there is a tab. And here we go. Are you ready for this? What do you think is going to happen? Perfect. Now you can see it's thinner. This is the thinnest of the bunch. But then it's a baby wipe, it's not a bum wipe. Pardon the expression. So I can see through it. Sorry. So it's not going to stretch much, but would you want it to? No. That looks huge. That looks really big. So yeah. You fold it once, fold it twice. Wait. And it's still intact. So I'll undo it in half again. Just fold it once. I'm going to try. Fine. And yeah. Nice and moist. I'd say the Tesco ones are actually the most moist, if that's your thing. Now, as we've done with all the others, it's on a little mission, obviously. I'm going to pull the second one out of the packet, but it is looking very good for this one, I have to say, because it looks like we are only going to get one come out. Here it is. It's the one and only bit to grab. Out we come, out we come, out we go. Perfection. Now I'm going to do something a little bit extra on this one. Once again, nice and moist, ready to use. Fold it over. You wouldn't be able to use these really safely without folding over at least once, because they're a little bit holy. I wouldn't trust that. I'm going to try one more thing here, because I noticed the end has disappeared. Unlike that nice little end that was just showing us to pull the second one out. It's disappeared. Let's see what happens now. It's a little bit hard to find an end. I'm grabbing there and seeing what happens. And it did on the third one, which I've not done with any of the others, so a little bit unfair. But on this, hello Dottie, she thinks I'm raving mad. We have nearly pulled a little clump out. Desktop. But you get 60 for what is around the same price as the others, for 65p. TikTok thing just flashed up. Right. So there we go. I'm going to give those a 7 to an 8. They're thinner, they're bigger, and you get more for your money. You get another 50% more than that one, than that one, and just under 50% more than that one. So for me, I would buy these. I wouldn't buy, personally, I wouldn't buy the Asda ones because they're very stretchy. They don't go like that one did. They're very, very, very stretchy. To me, that's the winner. I'm going to say for me, that is a close second. But you still obviously. The Asda one's the only packet that has really ballooned up since I've put air in it. There's no bit better. The little ones do give the image that they're feeling thicker. Open it again. Oh god, here we go. All very similar, to be honest. Not a lot in it. Not a lot of difference in the size. That's quite good. Those two very similar. That actually feels like there is quite a bit. That the coconut one is quite a bit smaller in there, but they're not. They're not big. My favourite. They're all pretty good. They all do what they're going to do. You will get the old packet most probably, or you do call out the second one, and you're going to get a clump out, maybe. But for my clear winner is the Fed and Flow. Florence and Flow, they said. Fed and Flow, 65p for 60 in Tesco's. I'm going to say, well done, Tesco's. There we go. It's a bit of fun. I will just reiterate, it is my opinion, my thoughts, how I feel about them, that I'm judging this on. You may have a different preference. You may not like something smelling of coconut. You might not like something that's that thin that you have to fold over at least once to be able to use. And you might do your shopping in Lidl or Aldi more than you do with the others. I'm the opposite. Although I am very impressed by Lidl's pricing. I haven't done an Aldi one this year yet, or last year, beginning of last year. But yes, Lidl's. I was quite surprised. The first figure in my weekly shop, it was £29 basically, instead of about 40 quid. So, very impressed. I should go back to But as I say, they all come in an unfragrance one. I'm not a huge fan unless I have to buy unfragrance. Then I will buy unfragrance. But I do like a nice little fresh smell. Very good. My winner. Let me know if you've got preference to what you would have gone for. And of course, if you want me to test something else that you might want to suggest, whether it's food, whether it's things like this, don't say I want you to test a Bentley versus a Rolls Royce, because that's not going to happen. I'm not going out there to buy one of each. But let's know whether it's toilet rolls, whether it's washing up liquid, whether it's washing liquid. Let's know. Till then, have fun, take care, and love one another. And once again, a very happy new year to you all, and thank you so much for watching. Don't forget that subscribe button. Bye.